Okay. So, I was only gone for a little over an hour, right? Maybe closer to 2 hours. But I have had dinner. I have done other stuff. Longer break than I would ever want to have a continuous live stream for. But I am fully prepared to wrap up the Dark Knight questline, which should only be like 2 hours at most, or thereabouts. While my upload appears to be very steady, for the time being at least, knock on wood, my download appears to be low because my preview streams are not hanging in there, but it should not affect things too much, if at all. So, last time we went through the level 51 to 60 quests, detailing Sidargu and Riel and the things they went through, coming to a better understanding on the source of a Dark Knight's powers. I just remembered why yep, so I only got these left. This will take me about an hour and a half, 2 hours. This will take me about 45 minutes at most. Without any further ado, I will be continuing the same thing I've been doing in all the Dark Knight ones, which is reading all of the journal entries, as I'm waiting for a certain Easter egg. It was present a little bit in the 30 to 50 quests, but it was not present at all in the 51 to 60 quests. We'll see if it comes back in the 61 to 70 quests. But without any further ado, for the first time in a long time, I'm not afraid to think of the future, and when I do, I find myself excited. Perhaps I don't expect it'll be easy, but that's all right. I've got Cid. Arntel, fellow master of the dark arts, and yet that is but one of the many faces you wear. Slayer of gods, rider of dragons, savior of Ishgard, a hero by any measure who stood against Nidhogg on the steps of faith when others fled. A hero who walks in light and fights for great causes, and a knight who walks in darkness and fights for the forgotten. A contradiction, some might say. Rubbish, I say, but you tell me, do you yet walk the path? So long as innocents suffer, I will not forsake the abyss. I thought not. Then let us speak as comrades. Ishgard has seen much change in recent days, and many proclaim it to be the dawning of a new era of peace and prosperity. An enlightened age, yet, as we both know, the brighter the light, the deeper the shadows. As Dark Knights, we must remain vigilant for injustice, and be ever ready to defend the weak and downtrodden, now more than ever. It has been a while since we patrolled the streets of our fair city, felt the cobbles beneath our boots and so forth. A tour from the top might be in order. Why don't we start at last vigil? Just a moment, I gotta take care of something. My apologies. Will not take me long. I did end up standing outside for a little bit, so I got eaten. Just gotta bandage the bug bite so I can better resist the urge to fucking scratch at it. I should be glad if there is no call for us to draw our swords this day, but do not doubt that there are still evil men in this city. In any event, we shall join you at the last vigil anon. If you ask me, it's just an excuse to spend time together. Yeah, probably. In the wake of the Dragonsong War, Ishgard enjoys a new era of peace and prosperity, an era that you were instrumental in bringing about through deeds great and small. Yet, the brighter the light, the deeper the shadow. There's still a need for those willing to disregard norms and laws and serve a higher purpose, a justice for all at any cost, no matter how steep. As you look on Fortemps Manor, you but reflect upon your time in Ishgard, the comrades with whom you traveled, and those lost along the way. You seem distracted. Ah, right, you were a ward of House Fortemps. Once upon a time? No, I suppose not. Damnedest thing, I swear I heard something in your pack break. Uh-oh. Bloody hells, is that your soul crystal? What happened to the other half? Forgive me, it seems I am the one responsible. I do not know you, boy. Name yourself. Meist, my lord. Out of curiosity. You fucking... I hate fucking... Oh my god, Merriam-Webster, please save me. No, you're dropping the E, you son of a bitch. I don't think it's actually a word, unlike Frey. Meist, noun, an alternative form of mist. Or Meist, alternative form of mystery. Thanks, appreciate it, we're moving on. I'm no lord, but you are no Meist. Don't think I wouldn't know a bastard of the broom by sight. I have a power which I can use to help those in need. Alas, this power requires a tremendous amount of aether. I thought to draw on natural sources nearby, but in so doing I stole a portion of that contained within your crystal. Forgive me, please forgive me. I will return it to you, I promise. But I must first ask that you allow me to use a portion. Meist, was it? Who do you want to help? Anyone, everyone, look around you. Is not this world filled with sadness and despair? If I can free but a single person from their burdens. He means well enough. Why don't we help him find someone in need and give him a chance to use his power? Oh, bloody brilliant. Let's believe this mysterious boy with the mysterious power who mysteriously stole a portion of Arentel's soul crystal. What could possibly go wrong? Well, it's your crystal, Arentel. Either we deal with the boy here and now, or you go along with his plan. And since you're not reaching for your sword, I gather it's the latter. Congratulations, boy. You get your wish. We're not like to find any poor unfortunate souls here, so I suggest we head to Foundation. And if we find no one suitable there, you are to return what you stole at once. Understood? Yes, my lord. Thank you for placing your trust in me. Oh shit, I'm out of water. That's not good. There. For all your victories, for all your accomplishments, you cannot turn your mind from the failures, from the mistakes and missteps, and the lives forever extinguished. For those we have lost. For those we have lost. Sigurdu and Riel find you deep in thought at the last vigil, and as you speak of past events, the sound of breaking glass rings out from everywhere and nowhere. Your soul crystal has split in twain, and now you hold only one half. A young boy with long flowing hair and a somber demeanor reveals himself to you as the party responsible. Having sought to harness the aether of nearby natural sources for his own ends, apologizing profusely, Meist promises to return it to you after he has used a portion to aid others. His purpose, he claims, is to free those touched by sadness and despair from their burdens. Sigurdur is incredulous, and rightfully so, for the boy is a liar, but the boy is a liar. But you and Riel are willing to go along with his plan, and so you go begin your search for people in need of succor and foundation. Okay, I feel like I'm seeing wisps of it. Coin in the coffer, milady, until you pay what's owed. You'll get not more from me and me boys. You have my assurances that the remaining funds will be delivered soon. Surely that is enough to convince you to resume work. I've got a score of clients clamoring for me services. Clients willing to pay full in advance. I'd be a fool to put you ahead of them. I understand that, I do, but it has been an eternity since we first brokered this arrangement, and many of the clients of whom you speak have come to you but recently. I know this to be true. It's one thing to aid the Skalstedt milady, but you've got to understand me position here. Bloody politics it is. No man lifts a chisel till we're paid in full. I'm sorry, but that's the way it's got to be. A blessed evening to you. Oh, I beg your pardon. I did not notice you standing there. As you may have overheard, I'm funding the restoration of the statue of Saint Veli... I'm moving on. And as you may have guessed, it is not going well. On account of my insufficient funds and my family's growing infamy. My cousin was Sir Ignace de Vesson of the Heaven's Word. He served the Archbishop faithfully, together with his sworn brothers, great goodly men who were complicit in terrible crimes, if Sir Aymeric and his warrior of light are to be believed. Ignace was distraught when he learned the statue had been destroyed by the Dravanians. He took it upon himself to champion its restoration, but because of these tales, others are reluctant to involve themselves. I do not know nor care if Sir Aymeric speaks the truth. Ignace was my cousin and a man of the Fury, and I will honor him by completing his legacy. Or so I once believed. Perhaps it is beyond me. Forgive me, cousin, I tried. Yep. Alas. I Meist have found a poor unfortunate soul for you. By the broken statue of Saint Valorant, you observe a woman named Millie imploring a stonemason in vain to resume his work. After he leaves, you approach her and learn that she is the cousin of Sir Ignace de Vesant, a knight of the Heaven's Word, whom you brought to justice along with his goodly brothers and their beloved Archbishop. Sparing her that cruel truth, you listen as Millie tells you of her cousin's wish to restore the statue of Saint Valorant, and her desire to see it through in his honor. Alas, her cousin's reputation has become an impediment, predictably, and she lacks the necessary funds. We found someone, didn't we? I knew it. I knew we would. I can help her? Yes. I will make it right. I have the power. Come, let us not keep this poor woman waiting. Meist knows you have found a poor unfortunate soul ere you speak. With a smile, he runs off to make the wrong things right. Is this she, the one who you would have me help? Is this child a friend of yours? The way he stares at me is somewhat... Do you wish to see your cousin again? Well, yes, I would love to see Ignace again. More than anything. But I know I will not. He walks in Helonia's halls, I am certain. Think of him. Think of his face, of his smile, of his laugh. Remember every moment you shared, every memory, and hold that image of him in your mind's eye, and then go to a quiet place you shared where no one will come. Wait for me there. I really don't understand what this is all about, but since you seem so earnest, I will trust in you and do as you ask. There is a garden to the south of the tribunal, of which we were both fond. I pray you will explain all to me when this is finished. Go with her. I will go to see Sigurdu and Riel and bring them with me. Then you will all understand what I can do and why you must help. That's a promise. Millie wants more than anything to see her cousin Ignis again, but she knows she will not, for he walks in Helone's halls. Hearing this, Maista bids her think of him, of every moment in memory they shared, and to hold that image of him in her mind's eye, and then to go and wait for him in a quiet place. Hesitantly, she agrees, and you escort her to a garden to the south of the tribunal in the Pillars. I think of Ignis every day, but what is this meant to accomplish? Ah, your friend has arrived. He has brought companions, I see. No, it cannot be. Ignis, is it really you? Oh, praise Helone, you're alive! You're alive! My dear cousin, how it warms my heart to see you in good health. I pray you will forgive me for my lengthy absence. Don't be foolish. There's only joy to see you returned. Come, we must go to your father and mother at once. How they will weep at the sight of you. I cannot. Better for them to mourn me as the son who gave his life in service to his archbishop and his home. I've heard that you yet labor to see the statue of Saint Valorant restored. Know that I am grateful beyond measure. I am undeserving of your praise, cousin. For all my efforts, the statue remains a shattered ruin. But seeing you here, so full of light and life, fills me with renewed conviction. I will see it through, I swear to you. And if you've indeed done the things they say, then perhaps it will earn you a measure of forgiveness. I love you, cousin. Now and never after. Look after my parents and yourself. I don't know how you did it, but thank you for bringing him back to me. But you must know he is not safe here. I pray you help him flee the city. She's right. Ishgard is no place for a man of the Heaven's Word. We will sneak him out of the city. Out of the city. The fewer, the better. Meet us at Falcon's Nest after. We have much to discuss. I will never forget this kindness. Thank you, from the bottom of my heart. Sigurdu and Riel and Maist soon join you in the garden, along with a most unexpected guest, Sir Ignis de Vaisant, honored knight of the Heaven's Word. A man you know with the utmost certainty to be dead stands before you, alive and well. But surely such a thing cannot be possible. Millie is overjoyed to be reunited with her cousin, and they share a tender moment as he thanks her for her unwavering dedication to his dream. Regrettably, they dare not converse at length, for as a knight of the Heaven's Word, he is at risk so long as he remains in Ishgard. Thus, do your comrades depart for Falcon's Nest with Sir Ignis. Mount up, please. Thank you. Wait. Oh no, there he is. For fear of being seen by sentries, I bade the others go on ahead. We should hurry, that the further they take Ignis from Millie, the weaker he will become. I pray we are not too late. I don't understand. What happened to him? God damn it, I should have known. Meist waits for you alone and tells you that the others have ventured out into the wastes of Korthus. Time is of the essence. For the further they take Ignis from Ili, the weaker he will become, the boy says. Forgive me. I should have known the magic would not sustain itself much longer. That which you see before you is Ignis, what remains of him. I can give the memories form, I can breathe them full of life and return them to their loved ones. But as the memory fades, so too does the magic. Aether, formless and free, that which I took, I used to make Ignis and Millie whole. Draw your sword, reclaim that which was lost, consume the abyss with Soul Eater. How do you know what Soul Eater is? That which was taken shall be restored. Consume the abyss, it is yours. The deception is laid bare. Ignis was not more than a simulacrum born of Millie's memories, and your soul crystal is Aether. As the memory fades, so too does the magic, and so the night has been reduced to a swirling abyss. Deep within, you catch such a sight of a faint flickering flame, and on the edge of hearing, a whisper speaks of secrets and sins and lies. It is finished. Good. I've had enough of this farce. Conjuring a simulacrum of a bloody knight of the Heavens Ward in the middle of Ishgard, Fury, take me, you are a fool. We're lucky to be alive. Your soul crystal is restored, then? Labauno. Or not. We had an agreement, boy. You were to return that which you stole. Forgive me. I return to you that which was used to give Ignis life. But as for the remainder, 4 more times. It is within my power to do this 4 more times. 4 more times, and you shall be made whole. You have my word. For a boy with such an incredible power, you are remarkably helpless. Not only did you rob Arentel of his Aether, you imposed upon him to find your people in need. You want to do good. You want to be a hero. You want to help people. Then why weren't you better prepared? I will never be a hero. I only wanted to help. It is not death itself we fear, but the unfinished story, the promise of what could have been. It is enough to break a heart and a man. The shattered pieces of a life will never come together again. But if a glimpse of their loved ones grants them the peace they deserve, then I must. It is your decision, Arentel. You are the victim. Perhaps some good may come of this. Thank you. Together, we will make them whole. We're not going anywhere, Meist. Even Sid, he may look and act like a Chocobo's arse, but he means well. Fine. I'm not only trying to put the fear of gods into the little shite, but by all means, go ahead and undermine my authority. Anyway, I'd rather not freeze to death out here in the snow. Let's return to Falcon's Nest and discuss what to do next. I'm just taking a moment to clean my glasses. Please excuse the unflattering movement and utter lack of cinematic camera angles. And in fact, I'm probably going to overshoot this quest target. Yup. There we go. You know, needing these things to see really does suck. Much better. I knew you'd understand. How could you not? How could I not? That which was taken has been reclaimed, but we are not yet whole. Meist has returned only a portion of your aether. Once more he entreats you for forgiveness, so desperately he desires it. 4 more times must he do this. 4 more times must he employ his powers to make broken men and women whole. So burdened by his deeds he is. Again, you consent to the plan for reasons. Sigurdu, defeated, bids you all return to Falcon's Nest to discuss your next step. It is back. It's so back. Oh, I love it. For the most part, I'm happy to go along with Sid's act, but every now and then I have to remind him not to be so grim and dark. I talked to him, didn't I? I did. Lamau. Just what I needed. Another child to look after. Am I a dark knight or a nursemaid? Even I don't know anymore. Ugh. But times, they are changing, and perhaps we Dark Knights must change with them. Long-held truths are become lies, and villains heroes, though I should be glad if I never have to deal with another hero again. No offense, of course, but you are the exception that proves the rule. The righteous are all too uncompromising, and woe betide the man who offends their delicate sensibilities. If anything, I say you are too accommodating, but it is your aether and soul crystal at stake. 4 times he swears, but we shall hold him to it, together. In the meantime, you may as well get some rest or attend to other matters. These two can keep themselves company. Maybe I'll find somewhere to take a nap, or a tavern to have a drink. Oh, that's the same dialogue. You too? You too. Oh, I did open and close the game. Gotta re-find it. Whee. This one? No. This one. Sigurdu bemoans his lot as guardian, but not one, but 2 youths. Yet times are changing, and perhaps Dark Knights must change with them and seek new ways to follow their creed. 4 more times must you humor the boy to acclaim the remainder of your aether. But for now, Sid could do with a drink, or a nap, or one, and then the other. Oh, thank the gods and adults. Rial has been spending a lot of time with Meist, keeping him company and getting to know him and so forth. Not that there's much to know. We don't talk about it. He won't talk about his home or his past. He doesn't seem to have any interests or skills beyond conjuring elaborate illusions derived from memories. I have no idea how he does it either, and more importantly, I'm not even sure how we could take back the aether he stole. We may have no choice but to agree to his terms unless you are content to carry half a soul crystal. I can hear you whispering, you know. Meist means well, and Arentel and I are willing to help him. Why aren't you? I didn't say I wasn't willing. I'm still here, aren't I? Right then, we found no one suitable for the boy's needs here. Rather than return to Ishgard, I say we try somewhere else. Let's head to Talfeather. It would seem that you and your comrades are determined to aid Meist in his strange crusade to help anyone and everyone. Having found no one suitable during your time in Falcon's Nest, you decide to head to Talfeather and try your luck there. A prisoner of the High Houses. Interesting. This place has seen its share of sadness. Life here is not easy, but it is fulfilling all the same. That said, the hunters had no personal tales of profound tragedy to share. They did, however, tell me of an outsider recently brought here from Falcon's Nest. A prisoner, actually, a woman named Lodi. She's to atone for her crimes through hard labor, but the proctor has been zealous. He berates her constantly, and every day she bears fresh bruises. An Ishgardian justice. I know it well. If this woman is performing various chores for the hunters, then it should not be hard to find her. Come, let us look around. Riel learns from the hunters that a woman named Lodi has recently been brought to Talfeather from Falcon's Nest as a prisoner. She is to atone for her crimes through hard labor, though rumor has it that the proctor administering her sentence has been overzealous, both verbally and physically abusing her. Needless to say, that is your job, not his, and more importantly, she may be the sort of person that Meist can help. Please? Thank you. This is the place, isn't it? Insolent child, you're not to speak unless spoken to. Is that clear? Hey, I know that face. Yes, my lord. Pray forgive me my impudence. Do not play me for a fool. Your sins are beyond forgiveness. Sir Aymeric and his noble brethren may think you worthy of mercy, but I have seen your kind before. A swift death is more than you deserve. A swift death is more than that bastard deserves. I can't imagine what she did to deserve that kind of treatment. She almost sabotaged the peace between man and dragon, but you know her, Arentel. Seven hells. She's the one that led that protest. That led the protest at Falcon's Nest. The one that nearly put an end to the peace conference, and she poisoned you. Well, that explains a lot. Though, if you of all people can find it in your heart to forgive her, or at least forsake bloody revenge, then it's hard to look at this and call it justice. Her crimes were born of desperation and despair for the husband she lost. Perhaps if the two of them were to meet again, don't be foolish. She knows he's dead. You'll only cause her pain. Pain is all that is left to her. Don't you see? How they cry in the dark. How they mourn their dead. How it festers and spreads and corrupts them thoroughly. We have seen it. We have made it. Fine, do what you will. Conjure her husband. But do not come crying to me when she curses you for your kindness. I'll not give the hunters cause to turn their bows on us either. Riel, take Meist into the woods and hide. Arentel and I will free the girl. Rather, I will free the girl. She would know you at once and might misunderstand your intentions. We cannot risk the commotion. As for your part, no one is truly outside Halone's grace, don't you think? Confront the proctor, make him see the error of his ways. If he is a good man, then he may yet repent his wicked ways. If he refuses, then that is his choice to make, and he will have to accept the consequences of his actions. Doubly so if he bears steel, yes? The very sight of you fills me with murderous rage. See to your duties. I must needs cleanse myself of these impure thoughts through communion with nature. Perhaps a spot of fishing is in order. Now is your chance. Fate is ever the trickster. You overhear the most pious and venerable proctor berating his charge. When you would last lay eyes on the prisoner, you realize it is none other than the woman who led the protest against the peace conference at Falcon's Nest and poisoned your drink, which was not very sporting at all. Dear little Meist is moved by her plight and resolves to conjure her dead husband, even though she should know it for an illusion immediately. On the bright side, it falls to you to deal with the proctor, while Sidergu spirits away the prisoner. I flew right over him. Who are you? Why do you disturb me? A concerned adventurer who objects to my treatment of a criminal? Ha! If only you knew her sins. She should have been thrown into witch drop. Alas, the Lord Speaker, in his boundless wisdom and mercy, demanded that we spare the woman's life. Rest assured, I will see that every waking moment is filled with misery and scorn. Presume to judge me, a man of the church? I will not be cowed by your threats. The Fury guide and protect me. The Fury guide and protect me. Oh, she has 3 of them. Damn. Unfortunately for you, this is not a sync duty. Anyway, sucks to suck. I really gotta get these augmented before Dawn Trail comes out, man. It's like 4 more runs of Elegia, and all the others besides. I'm not sure we should be here. It's begun. We can but watch and see what happens. No one can accuse you of not giving the man a chance. Fortunately, he was foolish enough not to take it. Do be sure to wipe the blood from your boots before meeting Cid. Can I squeeze any dialogue out? No? Let's try. Look, we have brought them together. We have made her whole. How she smiles, how her eyes sparkle, how beautiful this happiness. Every night I dream of your face. I could have tried to stop you from going back to the front. Could have begged and screamed and cursed, but I didn't, because I knew you'd listen. And even if you'd forgive me for it one day, I never would. The arrow may have missed my heart, but I've been dead for a long time. All of this is just waiting. That's what I tell you, Stace, if I could. And then you'd say, You can't stay stuck in the moment, Laudi. You've got to go on. You've got to forgive yourself. You've got to let me go. But I won't. If I do, who'll be left to remember the man you were? The soldier, the husband. I'm the only one who knows, and it's my duty to hold on to that as long as I can. That's what I'd tell him if he were here, but he's not. He'll never come home to me, so please put an end to this, whatever this witchcraft is. Arntel Malfren, was this all you're doing? No, it was mine. Forgive me, I thought that. I only wanted to. I was wrong. I see that now. You have every right to be upset. It's all right, boy. It is. I appreciate your kindness, even if it was misguided. You too, Arntel. I blamed you for a lot of things. Hated you so much because, I don't know, because you came back and Stace didn't. Maybe because you weren't him. They say the war is over now, but it never ends for people like you, does it? There's always something worth fighting for. I know what you are. I heard the stories as a child. Of the ones with neither shield nor sigil, champions of the weak and the helpless, undeterred by the law of man or God. I couldn't stop you any more than I could have stopped Stace from walking out the door that day. So fight, damn you. Fight if that's what you want. Just don't squander the time in between. There's never enough. Right, I suppose I owe to him to try and make the most of what I've got left to. So I will. Take care, and thank you. She's gone. Reclaim your Aether, Arntel. Laudi smiles and speaks of all of the things she wishes she could say to her dead husband, but knows she cannot. A lie. However sweet, is never the less a lie. Why are there no sound bites? Give me the fucking Aldous line. Hang on. I'm fucking determined, okay? I know it's in here. I know it's there. Just give me the fucking line.
No matter how tender, how explicit, a lie will remain a lie.
Alright, there it is. There it is. I'm satisfied. I'm satisfied. Moving on. Moving on. Moving on. At her behest, Meist dispels his magic, but she is not upset. On the contrary, she understands and appreciates his kindness. Turning to you with a newfound sense of peace, she admits she once looked on you with hatred, but no longer. Fight if it be your will, and if the gods show you favor, then so be it. And when we are called to account, so be it. Forgive me, I was a fool. The abyss is yours, as it has always been. Consume it. The proctor's punishments were nothing compared to her own guilt. I did try to warn the boy. Yoink! As the aether flows into your soul crystal once more, from the depths of the fading abyss, you hear a whisper. What's the whisper? What's it saying? Wait, curiosity. His heart knows naught but guilt, seeks naught but forgiveness. Where the penitent, for theirs is a compulsion all-consuming. Wait a minute. Hang on. Whee! Okay, so we didn't get what we heard for the first one, but this is definitely what we heard. Okay, that's nifty. I like that a lot. Forgive me. In the end, I just could not make her whole. So much pain, so much loss, how it fills my heart and overflows. Maybe it is indeed beyond us. Maybe it is not in our nature. You've still got 3 more chances, don't you? There's no need to be so bloody melodramatic. At least not out here. We should go back to Tailfeather. Your words did more for her than my illusion. She's still a good person, and so are you. I pray you both remember. It is done, and in spite of Laudy's recognition of the farce, somehow effective. Meist is never the less troubled, as is his wont, though at least he is grateful, and you are still a good person, apparently. That's nice. Oh, I love it. Oh, it's so good. The fucking dumb grin on my face right now, man. She knew it was false, yet it still had power over her. Can there be truth in a lie, and perhaps salvation as well? No, I didn't talk to Riel. On to the next, I would say, but Meist looks to be in no state to continue, which means we will be staying here for a time, taking in the fresh country air, and me and my little ones. For what it's worth, I think that woman is better for what we did, or at least as good as anyone can be after what she's been through. They found comfort in seeing the dead. They had so much to say to them, but I don't know what I could say to her. In the wake of events in the forest, Meist seems disinclined to continue his search at this time. Once more, Sigurdur must play at being a surrogate father to the 2 children, or at the very least, a surly older brother. Until I imagine you'd like to get back to it, and so would I. Unfortunately, Meist remains inconsolable. His failure with Laudy, such as it was, weighs on his mind. He's afraid of repeating the same mistake with others, and so, for lack of a better idea, I'm thinking it's time to pay another visit to those furry little shites in the churning mists. What? But why? I can't imagine Meist helping a Moogle. My master used to take me to places like Mogholm when the city became too much. The fresh air, the quiet, the isolation. And yes, I've never forgotten how the Moogles helped Rial and me when we were moody and brooding, though I would argue that we reconciled in spite of their intervention, not because of it. Whatever you say, Cid, whatever you say. Don't worry, I haven't given up yet. How could I? You wouldn't. God, it fucking stares you in the face, doesn't it? Anyway. Meist remains inconsolable, unable to turn his thoughts from Laudi and her plight, and so, in a fit of what can only be described as temporary insanity, Sigurdu has proposed that you return to Mogholm. Apparently, he hopes that the fresh air and the quiet might cheer the boy. Alternatively, he may long to punch a Moogle in its furry little face. I probably got about 10 more minutes left in me before I gotta get up and get more water. So, we'll see how that goes. Oh, you know Moggy. Trouble follows me wherever I go. It's good to see you again, Moggy. I hope you and your friends haven't been getting into too much trouble. Right then, water under the bridge. No need for palms to be torn from heads and shoved down throats. Yet. Our Meist is taking in the sights, I believe. Why don't you join him? I don't know why they're so afraid of me. It's not as though I threatened to kill every last one of them and burn their village to cinders. Not recently, at least. After sparing a moment to put the fear of the gods into Moggy, Sigurdu suggests you go and look for Meist, who has wandered off somewhere to take in the familiar sights. Familiar sights? The wind in your hair, the sun on your face. Here you can immerse yourself in the beauty and the calm, and forget the horrors, almost. How far we have come, you and I. The others, they hesitate, but you understand the obligation, the duty, the need for atonement. For what do you need to atone? We have lost so much. So many friends and loved ones, so many moments. We thought we could keep and preserve them, but we are left with anguish in the end. Time strips us of even this bitter reminder. If we let it, but I cannot. This pain, this sadness, it is mine to bear. Mine alone. This I understand now. Their grief will be mine, and in return I will give them peace. But who and when and where? That is the question. Even we have our limits. Who did I lose? Everyone. No one. We have always been apart, have we not? Perhaps one day you will understand, and then you will share my loathing and contempt. Oh, forgive me. I've been away from the others from the others too long. Cid will be worried. We must return to them at once. I'll admit that it was around here when I started getting a bit suspicious. Meist stares out at the endless expanse and speaks of loss, which we know all too well. So many friends and loved ones. Close your eyes and you can see them pass, one by one, in solemn procession. A lesser man would be tempted to forget, but we know better. Did you and Meist have time to talk? Is Cid upset? I'm not sure, but I think I heard him grinding his teeth. Kupo, is this another one of your friends? There you are. I trust Meist has had ample time to reflect upon his mistake. I have. I'm ready to resume my search for those I might help with my power. Difficult though it may be, I do not intend to give up. Glad to hear it. In that case, there's no need to remain here any longer. I say we leave this accursed place and never return. Don't be silly, Cid. I say you show Meist more of the Churning Mists. We did come all this way, you know. Come on. There's a place I'd like to show you. Now wait just a goddamn moment. You can't go running off on your own like that. You'll get eaten by a three-headed Gobu. Relay. Bugger me with a bleeding. Come on, they cannot have gone far. Watch out for belligerent Dravanians and mischievous Moogles. After reflection, Meist is ready to resume his search, and so Sigurdur declares it is time to leave Mogholm and never ever return. Riel, however, is unwilling to say goodbye, and over Sigurdur's protestations, she takes Meist and heads north. Needless to say, you cannot abandon them to the wilderness and the three-headed gubus that may be wandering about. Not the palm. Don't give me that look. If the little bastards didn't want their heads caved in, they shouldn't have tried to sneak up on me. Besides, they're still alive. You ought to give me more credit for holding back. Anyway, I lost sight of the children. I'm not sure which way they went. They'll head north and circle back towards Asa. You head straightaways there. Riel tells me she has rather fond memories of this place. Well, at least Cid got to enjoy a spot of revenge by severely beating a few Mughals half to death. Riel and Meist are nowhere to be found. Sigurdur suggests you head directly to Asa while he circles around in case they strayed from the road. You should have seen the look on Cid's face when the Mughals started singing and dancing. He was utterly speechless. Oh, why were the Mughals singing and dancing again? It was stupid, really, but I guess you could say that Cid had become obsessed with trying to live up to his master's example, and for all the wrong reasons. He lost his family when he was younger than me. Sir Ampanjane took care of him and Frey, but then they died too, so it's just the two of us now. He was angry and short-sighted, but now, well, he's still both of those things, but not as much as before. So that's progress, I suppose. Cid's master was very dear to him, wasn't he? Oh, thank the gods! You shouldn't have run off like that. Do you wish to see him again, your master? Where is this coming from? What has Riel been telling you? I mean, there's much I wish I could have asked him before he passed, but. Wait, no, don't you dare, you little shite. Oh, Cid, charming as ever, I see. Master. And this must be Frey's successor, a worthy one, I have no doubt. My name is Ampanjane, and it is an honor it is an honor and pleasure to meet you, Arntel. You did well to come so far on your own before meeting Cid, and together you have both grown so much in mind and body and soul, as dark knights and as true heroes. There was a time when I was hailed as a hero too, for deeds merititious in the defense of Ishgard and in the name of the Fury. A brave and true temple knight I was, slayer of countless Dravanians, a commander beloved of and respected by his men. They would follow me into the seventh hell, and indeed that is where I led them. Time and again they would fall, and I would earn the accolades, and they would give me more green boys with dreams of glory. Green boys with red blood spilled on white snow, again and again and again. And then, one day, I couldn't remember the first one's face. I had forgotten the face of the first boy who gave his life for me. That was the day I left the Temple Knights. I know that tale by heart, but not the tale of what came after. Why a goodly man with titles and wealth, a man who could have lived out his days in quiet and comfort, why that man chose instead to walk the path, and to once more accept 2 children into his care. You asked me that very question long ago. And I told you that one day you would understand when you were older and wiser and stronger. Shall we put you to the proof, Cid, and see if today is that day? You always were fond of your tests. No, don't be cross. You've only yourself to blame. These are your memories, remember? Ha! But of course you do. The point is, deep down, you wanted this, and while there's no substitute for the genuine article, you could do a lot worse. So, do me this honor, all of you. One last dance with the dead. Show me the men you have become, Sigurd of the Obsidian Heart. Hold nothing back, you three. Show me your all. Hey, that's the Dark Knight LB. That's not how that ability works. I'm just fighting him off. Don't worry about it. The fuck back here? Oh. I don't have LB yet. LD. No, god, TBN. Fake Dark Knight, man. Jesus Christ. Death awaits those who walk this path alone, Cid. You never were one to hold back. Cid, are you alright? Hold on. We're still here, old man. What else have you got? Never take your eyes off your charge, Cid. Remember? God damn it. Not again. Arntel, help me out. Get the fuck back here. If it wasn't for Arntel, you'd be dead by now. God, he's alright. That's one more. Well done, you two. You've exceeded all expectations. Consider this your reward. You thrice damn son of a Cid. Speak to me, Cid. I'm still your opponent. Defend yourself. Magnificent Arntel. Frey would be proud. Well done, Arntel. Well done indeed. Frey would be proud to know that that you carry on his legacy and mine. And Cid, my boy, my beloved boy, you nearly had me. Oh, spare me your sympathy, you bloody shade. I lost, and that's the end of it. You kept Rial and Arntel out of harm's way, Cid. You did well. Learn just to shut up and take the compliment. You asked me once why I chose to walk the path, why I chose to look after you and Frey, even though deep down you already know. But since I lost, I owe you the answer from my lips. I was angry. Angry with the Temple Knights, angry with myself, angry with this twisted world where good men die for nothing. I was seeking justice for my boys, and forgiveness for my sins. I saved lives and punished the wicked, and for a time that was enough, but nothing lasts forever, does it? And a man ought to have a legacy. I failed my boys as a temple knight, but you two were my second chance. I would teach you everything I knew, everything I learned from my mistakes, so that you wouldn't have to... Fucking Christ, why? Hang on. Fucking mosquito, Joe. It wasn't even a moth. Took a good fucking bite out of me. Fucking... Oh. Unironically, gotta get more fucking spiders in my room. Anyway. Where was I? I would send you out into the world to do great things, and maybe it would all balance out. Well, that's all I have to say about that. You know what comes next, don't you? Though I suppose I ought to give you a word of advice before I just disappear in a puff of smoke. I am your predecessor's master, after all. People like us will never know peace. Every moment brings us closer to death. Those of our enemies, our loved ones, and yes, our very own. The fear of death is what keeps most men alive. That dread, that desperation to escape the inevitable is only for if only for a little longer. But we are not like most men. We have seen what awaits us beyond the abyss. We have tasted that despair, bathed in that oblivion. We have wept rivers for the dead and cursed the gods for their cruelty. That is our sword and our strength, and that is why you may one day stand above us all. May the gods have mercy on your soul. Take care, Cid. Be nicer to the girl, and try to be less of a chocobo's arse. Oh, for the love of. They weren't supposed to fight. Sid's in a bad way. I think Sir Jane may have overdone it a bit. For an illusion, that bastard hit awfully hard. Reclaim your aether so we can leave. I may need to visit a healer. Hang on. I got you covered, friend. Just cast benediction real quick. You find the two children in a familiar place, the clearing where you and Sigurdu once fought a party of Mughals who had pretended to kidnap Riel for questionable reasons. Meist listens intently as Riel tells him of how the Dark Knight loved and admired Sir Apagon? His former master and caretaker. And when Sigurdu at last arrives, Meist asks him if he would like to see the fallen knight again. Sigurdu tells him yes, too late realizing the boy's intentions, and moments later you are confronted with another memory given form. Sigurdu has long wondered why Sir Apagon chose to adopt Frey and Cid, two orphan children, and train them as Dark Knights. After a spirited test of strength, the conjured memory reveals the truth. The Cid had always known deep within his heart that the former Temple Knight saw in him and Frey a chance to redeem himself for the countless young boys who fought and died under his command. A chance to create a lasting legacy and ensure that the world would be a better place for him having been in it. A chance for forgiveness. Wrong button. As the aether flows into your soul crystal once more, from the depths of the fading abyss, you hear a whisper. Now comes your part, to cloak yourself in the fiction, to breathe life into the dead, to give words to the voiceless. Mark well this moment, for he will learn from it. One more fucking interruption in this fucking stream. Good, good. Glad to see it all worked out in the end. As for you, Meist, I distinctly recall telling you not to do that. Forgive me, had I known it would come to violence, I don't you dare start pouting. I'm annoyed, and sore all over, but it's nothing that won't heal with time. All I ask is that you promise not to do it again without warning and consent. Memories can be powerful and painful in more ways than one. That said, he was right. I've only myself to blame. If I thought I could defeat him, I would have, but I didn't think I had a chance, and so I didn't. Ugh. His injuries are worse than I thought. We should hurry back to Malcolm. For a moment, I was certain he would fly into a fury. Could it be that he's grateful for the experience after all? Then it was not in vain. Tired and broken though he may be, he is never the less better for the pain. And in time, we too may be. There's still hope. Redemption is not beyond us. The abyss is ours again. Wait, out of curiosity. Okay. But again, the boy holds back. Again, he apologizes profusely. To his credit, Cid shows remarkable restraint, though that may be solely due to the many injuries inflicted upon him by Sir Aubendrain. If you make me see that name one more time, I will not read it. I just won't. The music in Heavensward is so good. He will recover, yes. He'll heal, but I'm afraid it's going to take a while. The Mughals can probably help, though. Cid would have to let them, and good luck convincing them. Oh, on the bright side, you can't blame us for it this time. Ugh, I'm afraid Riel is right. I'm going to need some time to recover. I'm not fit to travel in my condition. Which means, oh gods help me, I'm going to have to stay with these furry little shites even longer. 2 more times, was it? 2 more times we'll be finished with this boy's crusade? Not soon enough. Arntel, be a dear and punch a Moogle for me, would you? I wasn't joking, by the way, about the Moogle punching. As feared, Sidirgu will require some time to recover from his wounds. So poor is his condition that he is not even fit to make the journey back to Ishgard. Alas, this means that he must enjoy the company of the Mughals of Malcolm for the foreseeable future. But all is not lost. He did give you leave to punch a Moogle for him. Yeah. As you can see, Cid has yet to fully recover from his bout with Sir... and there is no telling how much more time he will require. But my quest will brook no delay. We must seek out another soul in need of succor without their assistance, so be it. Do you agree? Then we are of one mind. Now then, where shall we begin our search? War is perhaps the greatest source of man's misery, so much death and destruction, a battlefield perhaps. Yes, this slaughter you bore witness to at Castrum Oriens is precisely that which I seek. A tragedy which tore apart the lives of every man and woman it touched. My mind is made up. That is where we must go. If I had it my way, I'd not let you out of my sight. But again, it's your soul crystal at stake. I'm only here to help you reclaim your Aether. If you think you can look after him by yourself, then by all means. As for me, I think I finally regained enough strength to make the journey back to Ishgard. When you're finished in Girabania, come find us at the Forgotten Night. Don't get cocky. The little bastard's a handful and a half. Meist cares for us all in his own way, but you most of all, I think. Aw. Can't even talk to Moggy. Although Sidirgu has yet to recover from his injuries, Meist will wait no longer. He wants to resume his search for souls in need of succor, and he is willing to forego their assistance, if you are. Anything to hasten the conclusion of this mad crusade. Castrum Oriens, the site of Ilbert's grand slaughter, may offer what you seek. I hate going to Castrum Oriens. Pain in the fucking ass. I wonder if I can make the, that one setting default. Castromorians, how it buzzes with life. So many brave soldiers resolved to do their duty no matter the cost. But have no doubt there will be a cost, and it will be most high, for no man is beyond the reach of fate. Death will not be denied. This place, it weighs on me. Anywhere but here I would search. Maestro is weary at the sight of so many men and women willing to give their lives in service to a greater cause, a sight that is all too familiar. Perhaps everywhere shall we look elsewhere? Shall we look for listless spirits? What the fuck? Come to share the fire. I would stand to greet you, stranger, but my legs, my eyes, the whole of me is not what it once was. Arntel, I know that name, and that voice. My Ralgar, you're still alive? Praise him, praise him. Who is this man on the verge of death? Is he your friend? Nay, though I am flattered that you would think so. This man made medicine for me long ago, at the behest of Captain Meffred, when he were still in Quarrymel. If I'd kept it all for myself, I'd made a full recovery, but I couldn't. I had a dear friend, you see, and so I made a choice. He got better, I didn't. Ended up working for the Griffin, he did, as a right-hand man even, but like all the rest who went to the wall, he never came back. The irony of it, that I be the one to outlive them all, if only for a little while. And so I sit here and await the reckoning, as I rot from the inside out. The husk of the freedom fighter I aspired to be. No, this is not the ending you deserve. I will not allow it. The man he spoke of, the one whose life he chose to save at the cost of his own, that man is proof of his nobility. If he were here... Do you wish to see him again, your dear friend? Hodart, aye, more than anything, but there's no point in praying for the impossible. He died with the rest, I'm sure of it. He was the Griffin's double, and one of his top commanders besides. You're a kind boy, you are, and I'm grateful for the company in these twilight hours, but there's no need to trouble yourself further. My time is nearly spent. And spend the remainder thinking of better days, Galleon, and not dwelling on the deaths of me and mine. God, strike me down. Hodart? No, it can't be. This is not more than a trick, an illusion, a lie. But even if it is a lie, hear me, Hodart. I have a favor to ask for you, one final favor for a dying fool. Return to the Reach, to Bloodstorm. Offer prayer to our brothers there. I will, Galleon. You have my word. We should talk outside. Will you go with Hodart? He has to make it. I've not left but this. I have to believe. To Meffred and Galleon, you were larger than life. I always wanted to meet you, and here we are. Though I reckon this doesn't really count, does it? If only I could go back and tell myself what a blind bloody fool I was to place my trust in the Griffin. Maybe then Galleon wouldn't be dying alone. Listen, he hasn't got much time. I'll lead the way. The wilds between here and the Reach aren't too dangerous, but as you can see, I'm unarmed. So it will not be any good to you in a fight. Nor will I fear. We will have to rely solely on you for protection. I've no doubt you can keep us safe. You're the bleeding warrior of light, after all. Let's be off. In the depths of a cave by a flickering fire, a man sits alone, waiting to die. Galleon, an Alamegan refugee for whom you once made medicine long, long ago, reveals that he shared it with another refugee, ensuring that the man lived, and that he would not. His friend, Hodart, went on to fight for the Griffin and even served as his body double, but ultimately died at Belsar's wall with his mad master and so many others. They made their choices, and such are the consequences. But Meist cannot help but meddle. He conjures a simulacrum of Hodart to comfort the dying man, who bids his dear friend to go to Ralgar's Reach and pray for their fallen brothers. The shade born from Galleon's memories tells you of how he always wanted to meet you, a larger-than-life hero, unaware that he eventually did at Little Alamigo. He laments his fate, wishing he could go back and convince his former self not to place his trust in the Griffin. But if such things were possible, he wouldn't have a broken shield. Now, you wouldn't have a broken shield, now would you? What is it? Oh, damn. No, stop. Alright, fair. Strong as ever, eh? Stronger than you were that day, I reckon. They say that when the Griffin's men realized you were coming to stop them, they grew panicked and unsure. How could they take up arms against a man hailed as the hero of Eorzea, a man who had personally intervened in their lives for the better? Some stood their ground and died then and there for it, I imagine, while others looked the other way and tried to find some more Imperials to kill. I pray I wasn't foolish enough to try and fight you. I owed you better. Hodart, speak to me. I'm fine. Just got dizzy all of a sudden. We have to hurry, do you hear me? We have to make it to the Reach. You rescue Hodart and Meist from wild beasts. But though they are unharmed, the Shade abruptly stumbles and grips his head. Dizziness, he claims, and nothing more. Before imploring you to hurry, he is as poor a liar as the boy. Hodart has to stay strong. He has to remember what's at stake. I made a promise to Galleon. I will not fail you, brother. It cannot be the distance. We haven't traveled far enough yet. A man's memories cannot outlive him. I told you, he hasn't got much time, and neither do I. I'll hold on as long as I can, but in the end, it's not up to me. Again, Hodart falters, suddenly weak and in pain. A man's memories cannot outlive him, he says, and Galleon is running out of time. He will try his best to carry on, but in the end, it is not up to him. No, I will not allow it. He will endure. We will fulfill Galleon's wish. So close. Hodart, you must go on. You must make Galleon whole. Remember Hodart. Don't you think I know that? He saved my life, and we all went and died for naught. For naught. All we ever wanted was to go home. Oh, come, ye wayward brothers, bereft of hearth and home. Beneath yon burning star there lies a haven for the bold. Rise up your hands and voices, let fill your hearts with pride. Above the churning waters we stand strong and unified. We can still go home. Even now, after everything we've done, we can still go home. Look how he burns with fervor, with desperation, with faith. How he sings of his homeland and wills himself to stand. How he marshals his strength to put one foot in front of the other. In that moment, he lives again. He fell and would not rise. He began to shake and he was so close. He could have made it. He should have made it. How cruel the gods to tempt us with this promise of redemption. We did not fail. They failed us. They failed us. I. Forgive me. My failure is my own. I had my chance and I squandered it. Reclaim what was yours. It was not mine to take, but I took it. For that is who I am at heart. The spell is broken. Hodar is no more, which can only mean one thing. We are one step closer to ending this charade. As the aether flows into your soul crystal once more, from the depths of the fading abyss, you hear a whisper. It is not finished, not yet. You will come and pray with me. He is not the first, nor will he be the last to betray you. He will implore you to see reason, to seek solace in the fiction, and when you refuse, he will have no recourse but one, as I did not. Be ready. Here's where we are to pay respect to the dead. What good are prayers to the dead? They have not ears to listen, nor eyes to see, or hearts to console. Naught remains of them save fleeting recollections, soon lost to time and to the abyss. We are left only with pain, a lingering sadness for names and faces consigned to oblivion. How are we to withstand this relentless onslaught which threatens to consume us? Is there no truth but this, that all men must die? Is this our world to suffer or to shape? The world is what we make of it. I by my sword. That is my truth. Indeed, we are only bound by the gods' law by choice. We cannot save everyone, can we? Sometimes it is all we can do to save ourselves. Does any of it matter? What, if aught, have we wrought by our own hands? One last time, I gave you my word, and I mean to keep it. But know this, every intervention has come at cost, a sacrifice. When I have finished, naught will remain of me. But it does not have to be. For all our faults, for all our failures, we have made a difference. All the lives we have shattered, we can make them come together again. Time and death are our true enemies. We need hold no power over us. I can make a place for you in my world. You need only ask. We should go back to Ishgard. You must miss Sid and Riel. The dead are forever beyond our reach, and we have no choice but to accept the inevitability that everyone we know and love will join them in time. Or do we? Distraught by his failure to see Galleon's final wish fulfilled before his passing, Meist muses on the possibility of a world where time and death hold no power of us. What? A world you could share. You need only ask, but we know better. I'm lost. Help. Should have just used the fucking Aetheryte. I thought I was going to be efficient and shit. Try navigating when I can't see half my screen. Alas, my hubris. I think the purple stars are the tower, right? Or is it the spear? I think the tower exists in this tarot actually. Hang on, the spear, or is the spear blue? Wait a minute. Is everything all right, Arntel? Yeah. Would the spear be blue? Because the spear is Helone's ice spear. Arntel, I pray your trip to Gerbania was productive. I'm sorry to hear that. I mean, I'm glad you reclaimed more of your Aether, but I wish these circumstances hadn't been so depressing. For my sake, we shall have to see how he is feeling when he returns. No, as far as I'm aware, he has yet to return to Ishgard. He certainly isn't here, as you can see. Oh, goddammit, don't tell me he decided to run away, and just when I was beginning to trust the little bastard. No, I could still be wrong. He's earned a little trust, a few days' worth, no more. I hope he's not doing something foolish. Down. Thank you. Sigurdur is concerned that Meist's failure will spurn him to deeper depths of desperation. Even more concerning is the fact that the boy is yet to return to Ishgard. Though you believed he would. Why? I do not know. The Aether wanes, and he has but one chance left. Be ready, damn you. Be ready. I'm gonna go on such a fucking rant when this is all over. God damn it, Meist. We're going to have to track him down and make him return the remainder of the Aether he stole from you, aren't we? He said that when this was finished, naught would remain of him. Bloody vague and ominous, to say the least. We'll just have to press him for answers when we find him. You saw him at Rauger's Reach in Gerbania, yes? We'll start there. I'm going to go too. I won't take no for an answer. Sid's gotten better, but he's a long way from fully recovered. Besides, you'll need someone else to help you do the talking. Sid's no good at it. We're mounting. Oh, you know what I never did? I never got those screenshots, did I? Well then. Oh well. What's that? You're looking for that boy too, are you? I was watching some birds late the other night when I heard someone skulking about behind me. Forgive me, I hear him saying, before he runs off and disappears into the dark. Then I realize it's quiet. Too quiet, Sleeping birds make noise, and mine ain't, because they're dead, every last one of them. No wounds or any other obvious marks. There they lay, like the life was sucked right out of them. I don't know how or why he did it, but there's no denying that he did. I demand recompense. If you find him, you bring him to me. Those poor chocobos. Ah, yes, I remember the long-haired boy, very curious, with many questions about the nature of Aether. He conversed with one of the Adder's conjurers for a time. I know not what they discussed, but from the expression I gathered it was important. Looking for a young boy with long blue hair, you say? Reckon I would remember someone like that if they were to come this way, and I don't. Spoke with a fellow before me during the changing of the guards, as we do, and he made no mention of anyone matching that description either. Oh shit, fuck. Everything's broken, don't worry about it. Fucking checking other tabs and I misclicked it. Cid has at last accepted that Meist is not coming back to Ishgard, and that if we are to reclaim the remainder of your stolen Aether, we will need to take the initiative. Rhalgr's Reach was the last place you spoke, and so that is where we will go. In speaking with the people of Rhalgr's Reach, we learned that Meist stayed there for a time, asking questions of a conjurer regarding Aether and perhaps being responsible for the mysterious deaths of several chocobos. He's been naughty, to say the least. Okay, I am going to take the briefest of breaks here to grab some water. I will not be long, I promise, because my case of water is 5 feet away. So, in the meantime, enjoy the music, and I will be back right away. Hi, I'm back. Right back to it. Oh, man. It's entirely too fucking hot in my room, man. I'll tell you what. Maybe I'll fucking use some of my savings money for an AC next week. Oh. Riel. You're not Riel. Our inspector returns. Tell us, have you learned aught of Meist's whereabouts? Seen conversing with a conjurer and possibly killing chocobos. Not sure what to make of that, though we can be sure he stayed here for a time. But perhaps no longer. We learned but moments ago from Gillo here that a boy matching Meist's description has been seen leaving the Reach. He is for the peaks, and so are we. Sid is unsure what to make of what we learned. Though it seems fairly obvious to me what mischief the boy has been about. And you too, I hope, anyway. Oh! It would seem that Meist has been leaving the Reach, or was seen leaving the Reach and heading towards the peaks. The hunt is on. I flew right over them. Lamau. Here it is. Here it is. Speaking in the third person, very interesting. They're dead, just dead, like the chocobos in the story you heard. No visible injuries, no bleeding. It is as Riel says. These beasts died for no discernible reason, just like the chocobos that man in the Reach claims Meist somehow killed. But it doesn't add up. Other than singular magic, Meist was utterly helpless, unless was he always capable of this? But we know the answer already. He stole your Aether when we first met. Even if he could do it, even if he did do it, why? We'll ask him when we find him, and this time you'll let me do the talking. Search the east, Riel and I will search the south. We'll meet in between and find naught. If we find naught, and if we do, either you will come to our aid, or we to yours. As you survey your surroundings, you observe naught out of the ordinary, but on the edge of hearing you hear a whisper to the southeast. Southwest. I know my directions. I can read. Away. More dead birds. And uh-oh. Uh-oh. No, Mother. Wrong way, wrong way. He'll kill Sid and Riel if we don't hurry. Oh, wait, shit. Two beasts dead with no discernible injuries. Now, where have we heard that before? Sid finally realizes that the boy must have sucked them dry of their Aether, in the same way that he stole our Aether. Needless to say, he is far, far more dangerous than he appears. A pity it took you all so long to see it. Wrong way, wrong way. He'll kill Sid and Riel if we don't hurry. Seven hells, I hate being right. On your guard, Meist has shown his true colors. The Aether, or whatever else he took from those beasts, has given him tremendous strength. Contrary to his earlier warnings, another simulacrum wasn't the end of him. And of all the wonderful people he had to pluck from our memories, he chose Yestride de Cano. He knows why we're here, and this is his answer. He summoned the monster that haunts Riel in her dreams and sends her screaming from her bed. Forgive me, Sid, but you gave me no choice. Say your name. Your real name. Shall I ask you the same? Who holds the reins? Though it matters not. We are complicit, you and I. Can you even remember why you came here? Can you even remember how many you killed? How many lives shattered? How many stories ended? Upon the surfaces of the crystal are carved the sins of dark nights past, and yours are beyond counting, beyond fathoming, without end. Justice is an excuse, nobility is a lie, murder is murder. And though we are most definitely not without fault, it is this cruel and different world which has made murderers of us all. But we need suffer no longer. I sought to make these broken souls whole, one by one, when in truth the solution was much more simple. A world without pain and suffering and anguish and despair. A world beyond death. A world in which we never bid farewell to our dearest friends. And how many beasts will you need to kill to make this world of yours? How much aether will you consume to see it through? Bloody self-righteous sophistry from a mewling whelp. So your brilliant plan is to fill the world with simulacra of the dead, is it? And somehow that's supposed to make everyone happy? Well, you're right about one thing, I'll grant you that. The world is brutal, uncaring, without logic or justice. No justice but that which we make for ourselves, and I'll be damned if I give it up so you can force your illusions upon us to assuage your guilt. Did you not find comfort in your reunion with your master, even though you knew it was a lie? Did it not help you to unburden your soul, to find a measure of peace in this madness? I am not your enemy, not then or now. I will not fight you. All I ask is that you leave me to do my duty. It's never too late to turn back. You are still a good person. You can still be a good person. So this is your answer. Maybe you cannot accept what needs to be done, but I can. Goodbye. Alright, let's go. Ours is the greatest lie of all. We have to end it. I remember every face that they are watching and waiting. Oh! Oh, the cure is damaging. Oh, that's nifty. Anyway. Kind of underwhelming I didn't even get to use my combo, but hey. Oh, hey, Frey. Oh, Ilberd. Livia. Rithian. I feel like Livia is kind of out of place. So many broken by this world, and then by you. So many. I guess Livia does fit then. Woe betide the man who stands opposed to the warrior of light, for death will be his reward. Death for him and his kin and all that he holds dear. Woe betide the man who stands with the weapon of light, for death will be his reward. Death for him and his kin and all that he holds dear. Like sands through the hourglass, everything we fight so desperately to protect slips through our fingers. And what remains, is us, only us, and the memory of our sin. To walk this path is to suffer, to sacrifice. I tire of this charade. Serve, save, slay. I've sins aplenty, but regrets? Not so much. And if he wouldn't listen to me, the embodiment of good sense and pragmatism, then what hope could you possibly have? A house divided cannot stand, you know. This childish rebellion ends now. What in the seven hells is this? Complicated. It's complicated. It doesn't have my face. A compromise, I suppose. Our dear friend here refused to let me take the reins. I wasn't about to stand idly by while that imbecile tries to do whatever it is he was trying to do. No hard feelings about White Brim, eh? Promise not to stab you in the back. It'll be just like old times. Dark Knight needs a sword. Take mine. No, this is wrong. This is all wrong. I offer you peace, restitution, a chance to make amends. Do not think you are above it. Do not think that a reckoning will be postponed indefinitely. The Warriors of Darkness are a very good touch. More Heaven's Word. God, the Dark Knight quest is so good. When it comes, I shall welcome it with open arms. But today will not be the day, and you will not be the judge. Alright, so we're working through the Heavens Ward. Got Major Darkness. I'm looking for familiar sources. Oh, there's a Surignis again. Love to see. You know my heart. It bleeds like any other. These scars and sins are ours to bear, not to deny. But you, boy, I deny. Yours is the coward's way. Oh, hey, Render Ray. How's it going? A throne of bones he waits. Dug deep for those magnificent bastards, didn't they? Oh, here, but lest you forget, we bested them before. Oh, he hurts. Ouch. Okay, Ardbert. Just for you, man. Why? Why won't they answer? He's growing too weak to summon more shades. Why do you have 2BM? Oops. I could use that. The chorus falls silent in the abyss. Finish it, Arntel. You Soul Eater. Reclaim the last of your Aether. Make us whole. A reckoning will not be the delusionist. Forgive me. I ask, I beg, I pray, but it never comes. Again they go to join the multitude in the black oblivion of the abyss. Such is our lot, such is the fate of all who are born, to suffer and die. Do not seek forgiveness, for it will not ease the burden. It weighs as it should. But what of the lost? Do they not deserve to live again? They do, in our hearts and our souls and our memories. No one likes having to say goodbye, but it's a part of life. That's what makes the time we share together so precious. You can't obsess over the mistakes of the past, or you'll lose sight of the future, of the people still with us, who need us more than ever. The greatest strength is born of the flame in the abyss. Listen to my voice. Listen to our heartbeat. Listen. I forgive you. I forgive you. I forgive you. Thank you. That is all I ever wanted. So, this is it. Our last parting. One final farewell, after a fashion. In your darkest hour, in the blackest night, think of me, and I will be with you, always. For where else could I go? Who else could I love but you? And now the betrayal. Mice believes that the only way we can atone for our sins is to undo them with his simulacra. Every life we took, every death that weighs upon our soul, he would make amends for it all with his beautiful lies. I can end this, charade, gods damn it, I can end it. Now is the time, you need me, you need me. So it goes. If you would not forsake me, then, of course, you would not forsake him, and so neither can I. He is a fool, but he is our little fool. The little boy who wanted to make this cruel, twisted world a better place, futile as that is. He's going to get us killed one of these days, but what can I say? I love him. I forgive him, and you. Oh, he's already back in Ishgard. Lamau. Not me trying to mount in Ishgard. The heat's boiling my brains, man. What can I say? Please? I'm holding control, I swear. Ah, you're back. Welcome home. You'll forgive us for returning to Ishgard ahead of you. I hope I needed some time to think on everything that happened to Garabania. I won't pretend to know everything you've been through in your life. A man can never truly understand what's in another's heart, probably not in their own for that matter. I'm pretty much rambling at this point, but I suppose what I'm trying to say is that I'm grateful for everything you've done for me in Riel. I like you, I respect you, and I'll always be here for you if you need me. We're fellow walkers of the path, after all, and friends, I'd like to think. I've been wondering. Mice appeared at the same time the soul crystal cracked, yes, but what happened first, and why then and there? Damned if I know. Does anyone truly understand how soul crystals work? What matters is that the crystal and Arantel have been made whole. That said, a heart bleeds, a man weeps, a soul burns, thence comes the darkness to consume, and few hearts have bled as much as his. Speaking of bleeding, I think your wounds have reopened. If you would sit, it would be much easier for me to tend them. You should get some rest too, Arantel. Not all wounds are so obvious. Out of the mouths of babes and sucklings, praise Helone. She's right, though. No need to overdo it by running off to the next battle just yet. If you must put one foot in front of the other, though, why don't you go back to where this whole damned mess began? Maybe you'll have an epiphany. It's nice to dream of a world without pain and suffering, but the world is what it is, and dreams will only carry you so far. That's why we've got swords. Part of me can't help but think this was all a fever dream, and then I take a deep breath and feel the pain in my ribs. Do you recall how we came to this place at a friend's behest in the midst of a raging blizzard? As we drew closer, the gates faded into vision, and the towering spires. The man bowed low and bade us follow him, up the winding stair. From still smoldering ruin to untouched splendor, there we found a warm home and warm hearth and warm hearts. What troubles you, Master Malfran? Ah, but of course, 'tis bitterly cold this day. At times like these, one should be warming themselves by the fire. Not a day goes by without your name being spoken, you know. The soldiers and merchants often bring us news of your latest exploits. That said, to hear it from the hero himself would be much preferable. But there would be no expectation were you to call on us. The pleasure of your company alone would be more than enough. Rare, though, I expect it will be in the days to come, but your destiny was never to remain here, was it? Though a part of me wishes that you would. Forgive me, I find myself growing more and more sentimental in my old age. And in working on my memoirs, I've had to reflect on the darker chapters of my life. Haurchefant lived his to the fullest. And if his story is preserved for generations to come, then I should be glad of it. You will always have a place here, Arentel, for you are family. Now go. Do not let me keep you from your labors. The world waits for none, not even you. There it is, TBN. Here we go. One more quest. At the last vigil, as you reflect once more on the path you have walked, you are surprised by Lord Edmont, who greets you warmly. News of your exploits is delivered to House Four Temps Manor daily, and you would remain always in the thoughts of the former Count and his family. Though a part of him wishes that you would remain in Ishgard, he knows that your destiny leads you elsewhere. For you are still a hero, you are still a good person. One more. I love, adore that Esteem talks to you through the journal text. I am so sad I didn't notice that my first time through. That is such a powerful detail. Oh my god. I love it. That's the reason why I've been reading all of it for the entire questline, by the by. You could see it a little bit in the ARR ones. You really didn't see it much, if at all, in the 60 ones. But it was, I mean, he literally speaks directly to you in dial-up noises in the 61 to 70 ones. It's so good. It's so good. I've thought about the path and whether I want to walk it myself someday. But after everything that happened with Meist, I think I might want to pursue Conjury instead. Sometimes we have to do bad things for good reasons. I know that, I do, but I'd still rather try to avoid it if I can. If I was a better healer, then maybe I'd have more options, or something. That Pagil Isumiyan, I could write him a letter. Ah, Arntel, it so happens I have a letter for you. But before we talk about that, mind telling me what you've been getting yourself into lately? You and your scions, I mean. I have an inkling, perhaps. Had to go kill a whole host of Sin Eaters. I went and saved another world, as it happens. Come again? Reflections of the Source, parallel worlds, Sin Eaters. What in the seven hells are you on about? Something tells me this is only going to make any kind of sense if you walk me through it from the beginning, step by step. Right then, so to sum up, you were swept up into yet another realm-shaking conflict, were you? Well, of course you were. You've an insatiable hunger for it, don't you? And even when you bite off more than you can chew, you refuse to let go. What? As if you didn't know? Hells, from the moment I laid eyes on you, I suspected you were a particular blend of impulsive and stubborn. Takes a special kind of bastard to become a Dark Knight, much less a warrior of light, don't you think? You traveled into a doomed world and pledged your sword to a feudal cause. You sought and you fought and you fought, and in the end, you won the day. Though I know it wasn't without loss, without sacrifice. Victories like that are always bought with blood. But you and your comrades paid that price all the same. That faraway land and her people live on because you all were willing to fight to the bitter end, because you were too stubborn to die. And because of love, I'm sure. Being grim and dark will only get you so far. Don't you remember? It's like the Mughals, Sir Amajane himself said. The flame in the abyss, the love you bear for the ones you hold most dear, that is the source of true strength. Arntel could have never made it this far if his heart wasn't filled to the brim with love. Is this a roundabout way of asking me what my heart desires? That is another mosquito, so God help me. Sorry, I'm paranoid. Let's not say we did, huh? I'm sure that Thancred fellow you mentioned would provide a far more meaningful and interesting response. Having to look after the reincarnation of a surrogate daughter is certainly... Well, I suppose on some level I can relate. What? I have not once thought of you as my father. Well, no, I mean, we're not even the same race, so of course no one could even look at us and assume... What, if you mean to put a label on it, then what would you prefer? Master and disciple? Manservant and noblewoman? Cid. How about Chocobo's arse and whatever you damn well like? Gods, you can be daft sometimes. Hey, wait, hey, what did I tell you about calling me that? Children, am I right? Best we give her a moment to cool her head. For now, let's talk about that letter I mentioned earlier. It's addressed to you, but who penned it I cannot say. It was delivered to me by a young woman of the Broom, Looney, I believe her name was, or Lunai. Said she'd seen us with you out and about in Ishgard before, and reckoned that if she left it with us, you would eventually be around to pick it up. Before you ask, no, I've not taken a peek. So its contents remain a complete and utter mystery to me. As for the sender, you'll have to pester Lune at the Holy Stables if you want to know more. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have an angry girl to mollify. Within the sealed envelope is a paper which you unfold to find a message written in a strangely familiar scrawl. Arntel Malfren, you'll forgive me for the sudden correspondence and the secrecy. You helped me in a way once upon a time, It's past time. I said as much, and so here we are. Feels like a lifetime ago, come to think of it. You've been through quite a lot since then, accomplished incredible things, and I'd like to think that in some way I was a part of your journey. Far from the best, no doubt, but for me, in my own journey, I think it's safe to say that you've been, well, there's no suitable words to describe it, really. I've done things, made decisions. Looking back, I can't help but feel more than a little foolish, but such is life. We have to seize what few opportunities we have for closure, even if it is through the written word and not face to face. So wherever you are, I hope you're happy, still fighting, still adventuring, still doing what you love. Be well. The letter bears no signature or any obvious clues as to the author's identity. Perhaps Lune can shed light on this mystery. Ah. After sparing a few moments to chat about your extraordinary adventures in the first, Sidergu informs you that he has come into possession of an anonymous letter addressed to you. Out of respect for your privacy, he has refrained from opening it, and after he takes his leave to chase after a rather annoyed Riel, you are left alone to read it. But if you're reading this, then you know how the story goes, don't you? So now comes the choice. Hold the crystal close, that we may enjoy these moments together, or put it away and pretend I was never part of it. That I was never really here. Until Malfren. Ta-da, lifetime ago. It's the contents of the letter. The cryptic letter speaks for itself. Perhaps Lune, the woman who delivered it to Sidergu, might be able to shed light on this mystery, or at least help you go through the emotions and put one foot in front of the other, over and over again. Off you trot. Hello, Gunbreaker. Goodbye, Gunbreaker. It's you. It's really you, Arntel Malfren, my hero. Honestly, I never thought I'd see you again, much less speak with you. I beg pardon. Oh, I'm sorry. You probably don't remember me at all, do you? I'm not surprised. All in a day's work, I suppose, saving silly little fools like me. It was so long ago when you rescued me from those Temple Knights. Oh, it is this person who were trying to take me away from my grandmother. I still remember it like it was yesterday, though. You swinging that great big sword of yours, bellowing all kinds of terrible threats and sending them running. I'm sure some might say you overdid it, but thanks to you, my grandmother and I never heard from that lot again. And ever since Sir Emmerich and his allies came into power, we've had a lot less of that trouble all over. But let me guess, you didn't come all this way just to see me, did you? The letter, huh? I thought so. It wasn't me who wrote it, I can tell you that much. I got it from a knight I befriended after tending to his chocobo a couple of times. Sir... He said it was to be delivered to the hero of the Scions, a peerless warrior with 1,000 victories to his name. After he described your features in detail, it all fell into place, and since I was certain you'd eventually pay a visit to your friends, I offered to take it to them. Anyway, he's the one you need to talk to if you want the sender. Maybe check the congregation. I mean, that's where knights congregate, I presume. Looking back, it's all such a blur. The way you stood up to them, the way you moved through them, blade twirling. At times, it was as if there were two of you. Lune, it turns out, is none other than the girl you rescued from the clutches of corrupt Temple Knights a lifetime ago. She is not, however, the author of the letter, and explains that she received it from one Sir Patronade, who stated it was to be delivered to the hero of the Scions. It would seem a visit to the congregation is in order. She didn't know, of course. How could she? She's not even sure how many of you there were that day. Are you? But never mind that. You have a search to continue. up. Oh, yeah, congregation, not the Lamau. You, how may I be of service to you, Master Malfred? You sent the letter. The letter, oh, what a relief it is to see that it arrived unmolested. It was entrusted to me by Aurelia of Rhalgr's Reach. After the battle at the Gimlet Dark, I spent a few nights there, you see. I can only assume that whoever sent it to the Reach had heard tell of the battle between you and Lord Xenos, and how you had been brought to the Barber. However, by the time it arrived, you had long since been spirited away to Ishgard. Had Lune not recognized you from my stories, I do not know how I might have seen it to your hand. If you seek the author, mayhap you should pay a visit to the Reach. I know only what I told you, but surely Aurelia can tell you more. May the Fury watch over and keep you, friend. Go away, go away, go away, go away, go away, go away. Sir Patronade was no more than another link in the chain. Having received the letter from Aurelia of Rhalgr's Reach, he, like you, had been injured at the Gimlet Dark, and so he spent some nights there convalescing in her care. If further answers are to be found, it will be at the Barber. Do you remember Sir Patronade? I do. Not by name, of course. He didn't have one when the tower fell. That's how these things so often go. You did your bit, only later to fill in the gaps, to piece together the picture in distant hindsight. What will your legacy be tomorrow, and the day after, and in the days after that? It wasn't snowing when I was in Ishgard, was it? Oh well. Oh. The document appears to be a list of men and women who died fighting for the Almegan resistance and whose remains have been interred and recompensed. Among them, you recognize both Conrad Kemp and Meffred, No Word, and Galleon, dear Galleon. But of Hodart, there is no mention. A pleasure to see you. Lost that long-haired boy of yours again? No, he's always with me. This is about the letter, is it? It came with a shipment of supplies from Little El Amigo, as I recall. I can only presume the sender was hoping that Commander Hext would see it to you personally, but I'm not surprised it escaped your notice given the chaos at the Gimlet Dark and after. It found its way into my medical supplies, and as you well know, I decided to let the Ishgardian Knight take charge of its delivery. In any event, I advise you to continue your search in Little El Amigo. And if anyone there knows aught of the letter's author, it would be Gundobald. After clarifying that you are come not in search of a lost child yet again, Aurelia explains to you that the letter came with a shipment of medical supplies from Little El Amigo. She can only assume that the author intended for Commander Hext to take charge of it and deliver it to you personally. And so you depart for southern Thanalan to retrace another leg of the letter's journey. And Aurelia is just another step in your own journey. Will you remember her? Well, what about the names in her ledger? Conrad Kemp, Meffred, No Word? Ah, but they were doomed from the first. Part of your whispers, inevitable deaths on the road to a foregone conclusion, saith the hardened heart. In retrospect, you'd be wrong, of course. It never had to be this way. This world is exactly as we choose to make it. Let me over the... What the fuck? Well, Matt Arntel, I was not expecting a visit. What brings you to southern Thanalan this evening? This letter, you say, and you seek the author? If you read it, then you know their heart. What you meant to them, how you changed their life for the better. It is a feeling I understand all too well, which is why I agreed to send this letter with the supplies for Rhalgr's Reach. Yet you never were one to let a mystery remain unsolved, were you? You seek answers, closure. I will not deny you this. At the Red Rooster Stead in Lower Lanasia, you will find a man named Goatherd. Speak with him. Perhaps then you will find a measure of peace. There was a time when I feared for you, divided as you were, a man at war against his friends and himself. But I can tell that you have since reconciled that as well. Any neat environmental details? Nope. She's from a side quest. I think it might have even been a blue quest. Gundobald regards you thoughtfully and states that the letter speaks for itself, which is why he agreed to send it on the author's behalf. However, if you are unwilling to let it lie, if you still seek answers and closure, he will not deny you. There's a man at the Red Rooster Stead in Lower Lanasia that may be able to help you find a measure of peace. Now, Gundobald, he's seen you at your best and at your worst. He's seen you when you were one and when you were two. He could tell you he could tell you someone else wrote the letter, if that's what you'd like to believe. It'd be a turn, sure, but we've seen stranger things. Or he could continue to regard you with that same mixture of concern and fear that bubbles to the surface when the topic of us comes up, and say nothing of the sort. And you could go to Red Rooster Stead with the answer of your choosing. See if it's all to your satisfaction. Oh, gods, it's you. But why? Why are you here? You really don't remember any of it? The Kirin bandits, a certain merchant who may have overstepped his bounds just a trifle? You were a right bloody mess when you returned to the dry docks with my wares, and I do mean bloody. I say, is none of what I'm telling you ringing a bell, really? Not even the part where I refused to thank you and demanded that you pay me restitution for the property you yourself returned to me? Well, seeing as I've already confessed it, I may as well reiterate, it was me. That was just the beginning of my bad luck, as it happens. A string of bad decisions left me in debt to some very unforgiving fellows, and before I knew it, they had taken damn near everything I owned. I was friendless, penniless, hopeless, and let me tell you, running afoul of the Warrior of Light had not done me any favors either. There was a time when I couldn't help but blame you for all my misfortune. And then, one day, when I was rummaging through my meager possessions, I had an epiphany. I stumbled upon a package from the shipment you recovered from me, and for me that ill-fated day. Flower bulbs stained with Kikirin blood, but viable for cultivation, still brimming with the potential to grow and thrive. Before I knew it, I was cradling the package to my breast, sobbing and moaning like a mad fool. For a fool is exactly what I had been. I had been offered a kindness, and without let or lean, without let or lean, and instead of thanking this generous hero spat in his face. So I left that life behind, save for the bulbs brought with me here, apprenticed myself to the botanist, and resolved to start anew. And wouldn't you know it, the stubborn little fiends finally bloomed for me. I suppose it's only fitting that you show up again that very day. I have 1,000 regrets, but none greater than how I spoke to you. I say this not to beg your forgiveness, but to tell you how you've changed me for the better, and to thank you for the opportunity. I do have one request, if you are amenable to it. I pray you accept a flower, one of the precious few that have bloomed. A token of my heartfelt appreciation for my personal savior. Admittedly, this particular breed is perhaps best suited for funerals and farewells. But if you'd rather not keep it for yourself, perhaps there's someone else who might welcome it. Someone else indeed. The man at the Red Rooster Stead turns out to be yet another figure from your past, a former merchant who bade you retrieve his stolen wares and betrayed you for the condition in which you returned them to him. Ever since that fateful day, his life has been a succession of failures, until, while going through his meager possessions, he chanced to find a blood-stained package of flower bulbs from once upon a time. Thereafter he resolved to become a botanist and start anew, and as a humble token of his appreciation, long overdue, he offers you a flower. But it is not for you. Another nameless face now named, then conniving, now humble. As well he should be, no. I gave him a right talking to. Or you did, your choice. And after a string of bad luck, he since turned over a new leaf and found a flower. Suitable for funerals and farewells. I told you before, you know how the story goes, didn't I? Come and see me, come and see, Arentel. Come and see. There is no response. Yet there can be no answer but this, can there? So let us wait for a time, you and I, in the cold and in the snow, in the dark. Don't mind that. Clever, clever, clever. Or are we just playing it by ear? No matter. I wanted this once, more than anything, a chance to speak and be heard. But neither of us needs it anymore, and if we were to look deep within ourselves, we would realize that we never did. We are the stories we tell ourselves, the brave hero, the tortured soul, the altruist, the pragmatist. They will tell you who they see, but you and you alone know who you are. For I speak only for myself. If you find comfort in my words, they are yours for the taking. But that is not your choice, now and ever after, as it has ever been. That is your choice. Now comes your part, to cloak yourself in the fiction, to breathe life into the dead, to give a voice to the voiceless. As we did it together that day, when you gave us our answer. Was it ever mine? You tempt me. You fucking taunt me. Anyway. I suppose I'll stay up for longer than I fucking should and wait and see if the weather's decent still when it gets the right time of day. You say a few words and offer flower in memory of a memory. Now go and don't look back. It's been a long, strange journey filled with all kinds of ups and downs. Your journey, to be sure. But like I wrote before, I'd like to pretend I was an important part of it. Vanity, aye. But how can I not think of legacy now? When we've begun... Now, when we've been to the first and witnessed firsthand the lengths to which man will go to be remembered, I want to believe, I need to believe, that this was not for nothing, that I changed you for the better, as you changed me. My apologies for storming off earlier. You'd think I would be more mature than that after everything I've been through. Welcome back, Arntel. As you can see, Riel and I are getting along swimmingly, so you needn't worry about us in the slightest, not one bit. So, what of the mysterious unsigned letter? Did your grand search for answers lead you anywhere interesting? Closure, perhaps. That's so. Well, glad to hear it, I suppose. Sigurdu is waiting for you with Riel. In the Forgotten Night, when you return, he asks you what you found, what it was all for, and you reply, "Time to go. I don't know when we'll do this again, if we'll ever do this again. The little trick you've learned doesn't count, you know. But even if this is our end, it won't change what we had. I love you more than you'll ever know. Be well." I like the reference to this. Oh, man. What a quest, man. Well, aren't we a creature of habit? Not much reason to call on us these days, yet here you are, curious to see how we're getting on. Fair, you and Riel. It would seem that the Countess's crusade died with her. No one has sought us out since that day. Even so, I do not expect these peaceful days to last. So long as there are those who prey on the weak and helpless, there will ever be a need for knights such as we. But I worry for Riel. I cannot abandon her, yet I would not have her be a party to what will come. Her? Walk the path, aye, but she's just a... Her life is her own, to make with it what she will. If that is her desire, then we shall discuss it. I try not to think about that strange boy and whatever he might have been. No one truly understands the nature of soul crystals, not just ours, mind. I heard a rumor once upon a time about paladins and establishing dominance. Bollocks, eh? Anyway, the one thing we know for certain is that the beings he conjured with his magic were not the spirits of the dead, but simulacra born from the memories of the living. A memory is hardly a perfect accounting of past events and people. Be it consciously or subconsciously, our perceptions and feelings distort the truth. Take that woman, the cousin of Sir Ignace. She wanted to make him proud, and so he praised her efforts. Laudi's husband and Galen's friend were similarly shaped by the desires within their own hearts. And no, I would rather not discuss the implications of my master soundly defeating me, yet somehow letting you win. The point is, those shades spoke not the words of the dead, but the truth of our own hearts. What we bore witness to were conversations with oneself. At least that's what I'm inclined to believe. But like I said, who knows? Soul crystals are strange little things. Perhaps it's best not to dig too deep. Keen to take a stroll down memory lane. I'm not sure what's prompting this, but if you insist, Frey was the second pupil of Sir Ambengane, took after me. In our master's words, I was the smoldering campfire, whereas Frey was the frozen lake. He had an unquenchable thirst for knowledge, and pursued the study of conjury in addition to our dark arts. It is well he did, for otherwise he might not have been able to sense Riel's potential and train her as a healer. Why conjury of all things? I once asked him that. Frey shrugged and smiled in that way of his and said, "When you're coming apart at the seams, who else will make you whole again?" That was who he was to me. Who he was to you, though, well, you'd know better than me. Ah, that black business. I've heard the same as everyone else, which is to say, not much. You and yours have been involved, I trust. To the edge of the great expanse and beyond. I won't pretend to understand how any of that was even possible, but I've no doubt it played out exactly as you said. And so, having saved life as we know it from oblivion, you return to your Dark Knight stamping grounds to see if there are any less cosmic villains in need of a firm rebuke. No rest for the righteous, indeed. You'll be disappointed to hear that things are fine for the most part, likely due to your going about playing hero. Not much has changed, to the frustration of many it seems, like Riel in her height. I swear every day she's trying some new trick she learned from a friend's sister's cousin. Children are always so eager to grow up. I was too, I suppose, like everyone else was. Listen, Arentel, I don't know if you came back hoping I had some final pearls of wisdom to share, something to put it all in perspective, but if you did, you were wrong. You know everything you need to know already. You bear the sword and the promise, memories and dreams of your own and of others. You stand for those who have no one else. That is all there is to it. There's no path to walk or guide to follow. What strength and meaning you derive from the struggle is yours alone to find. No one else was ever the writer. It's always been your story, so go and live it. And with that, we have fully concluded the Dark Knight questline. And honestly speaking, it doesn't get enough praise. Believe it or not, it doesn't. It's so good. It's so good. I love the way that it gives you this window into what the Warrior of Light is thinking. Because obviously, like, the Warrior of Light is meant to be something of a self-insert for you, right? But it touches on these concepts that literally anyone would experience. The feelings of regret and resentment, of pain and remorse, where even the purest and most kind-hearted man or woman would undoubtedly feel at some point at least a little bitter when comes the petty requests and the endless responsibility. or the boundless regret that any sane person would feel as they think about all the people, not just the people who were around them and died, but the people who they had no choice but to do something about. It's amazingly well written. I love that Frey talks to you through the journal entries. It is such a nice touch. I'm tempted to make a comment about the concept of a healing your inner child with a Meist, but I don't know enough about the subject matter to make any cogent analysis. But it's so neat. It's so well done. Oh man. But I will be wrapping up here. I want to thank anyone for watching who did. Anyone for stopping by who did. I really appreciate anyone who gives me the time of day. The next time I stream, whenever that is, will in all likelihood be one of the role quests from Shadowbringers. I was originally going to start with the tank, but I just got done doing Dark Knight, and it would be a little repetitive. Because of fucking course I'm doing that as Dark Knight. Oh, I have Paladin written down. I'm going to do it as Dark Knight. It's just better that way. Although Paladin does. I'll figure it out. But yeah, I'll be doing one of the role quests next stream. Maybe tank. I kind of want to save healer for last. We'll see. But in the meantime, until I stream again, have a good one, all.